Hello Millies, welcome back to Doll. It has been a little while since our last video, but I'm hoping that this one will make up for it. Once again, I come to you with a brand new collaboration between me and another bunch of amazingly talented customizers. And the chosen theme was proposed by none other than yours truly. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know me a little better and may be able to guess what topic I selected for this collab. But just in case, I want to drop a hint for everyone to guess. You guys ready? Okay, listen carefully. Got it? If you guessed Avengers, you kinda got it right, because it is completely related. We are doing a Marvel theme. I just don't think Marvel has a general theme song per se, so I grabbed the Avengers one. The reason behind this collab is to honor the upcoming Avengers Endgame movie, set to release in just a couple more weeks. I'm so excited about it, I've got my tickets already. I know it's gonna be sad for a lot of us, but it'll be worth it, hopefully. We talked about it and decided that every single character from the Marvel universe was allowed for this collab. And boy did I get overly excited. There's just so many great characters to choose from. But even through all my internal debacle, my heart had been set from the very beginning. There was no way I could not choose my absolutely all-time favorite character to customize for this project. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know who I'm talking about. Clint Barton, aka the amazing Hawkeye. Though I love Jeremy Renner's portrayal of Clint, he is not the reason why I love this character. So even though my original idea had been to make Clint as Ronin, as he hints to be on his first appearance on Endgame movie, I was like, nah, I love him as Hawkeye, not as Marvel Cinematic Universe's Hawkeye, but as Clint Barton, aka Mr. Purple is the best color, aka Mr. Dog Lover, aka Mr. Pizza Fan, aka Mr. Coffee, aka Mr. Human Disaster. Comic book Clint Barton. The original. How about we begin? It all starts in New York City, where our favorite superheroes have a home in Avengers Tower on the Upper East Side. If I remember correctly, somewhere around here... Clint, we said no shooting arrows at the map. Why can't you listen, Barton? Anyways, wanna help me choose who will embody your graciousness? Cool, let's go to the stage. Bring the first volunteer. Lots of charm and confidence. What did you say, Clint? Next. Firm and lean, just like a soldier. Your verdict? Next. Calm and collected. Oh, you're considering it? Guess not. Next. Wait, where did the chair come from? We've got a winner! Of course you had to choose the one with the attitude. Just like yourself. Good choice, Clint. Congrats, Alistar. Sorry everyone, next time maybe. I love that his hair is already blonde like Clint's, so I think I'll keep it and just style it at the end. Does need a wash though. Let's take those clothes off so we can start. As always, we are using some pure acetone, cotton pads, and Q-tips to remove the original makeup. All clean, now to wash that hair. I just use some shampoo and wash it off with some lukewarm water. We need the hair to stand up on the front, the way that he styles it, so we're gonna boil some hot water, pour it in a bowl, and then dunk his head inside. Now I fix the hair with some clips to help set it, and I'm gonna let gravity and time do their job and help that hair dry that way. He's okay, he was raised in the circus. Really used to hanging upside down, aren't ya? While Clint enjoys some hanging time, we'll start on the clothes. I'm gonna make the clothes he uses in the comics. Simple tactical black suit with his symbol stamped in purple at the front. And for his boots, I'm guessing Hunter won't mind if we borrow his. They're kinda perfect for the job. They only need some paint. Because Clint is busy at the moment, Hunter has graciously volunteered to be the size model, as they've got the same proportions. Let's begin with the shirt. I don't have any patterns for Ever After High Boys yet, so I'm winging it. Just drawing around him to mark where to cut, and then cut the newly drawn pattern. I do the same for the pants. I thought he wore kinda baggy pants, but checking the comics again I realized his pants are tight. So making them like leggings should work out. With the patterns cut, it's time to sew. And guess who's out for the job? Lola! Clint, I wouldn't mind getting a hand over here. It's fine, Lola has got this. But first, I'm hemming the parts of the shirt that need to be hemmed with some Fabri-Tac glue. When that is done, I carefully and patiently sew the sleeves to the shirt. I tend to do this by hand because it is a very delicate part of the process and my sewing skills are not yet the best. But Lola encouraged me, so I give it a try this time. When the sleeves are sewn, we need to sew the sides. And our shirt is done! Now to turn it inside out. I decided not to make a back opening to keep it really tight to the body, which turns out to be a complete mistake, as you will see in just a second. Yeah, no way that head is going through that opening. In the end, I will need to make the back opening. But for now, the shirt fits and it looks great in my humble opinion, so I will deal with the closing later. Now for the pants. We sew one side, and before working on the other side, we need to put some elastic string at the top. I did this by hand, by the way. And when that is done, we can finish the other leg. We turn the pants inside out, and then try them on to see how well they fit. You know, for I winging it, I think I did a good job. They fit well. So now we can pull the elastic tight and make a knot, cutting the excess. And to add some more detailing, I glued some tiny back pockets using fabric glue. The only thing I need to do before the clothes are done is to draw the purple symbol from the shirt. I draw it using magic marker, the kind that just fades away after a while. Then cut it, and using fabric glue I set it on the front of a shirt. Time for the accessories. We need a candle, a lighter, and some magic foam. Clint has a belt with bags for his different kinds of arrow tips and other items, so I'm gonna need to reference the belt Lyra uses, as it looks pretty similar. Say hi, Lyra! First we cut a stripe for the belt and measure it against his waist to check for the right length. Then we cut various rectangles and warn them on one side so we can fold and change their shapes to resemble little baggies. Then I tried to secure the fold with some Uhu, but it was taking too long to dry and I became impatient. So I brought out the super glue. Much better. We also glue the belt sides before we can move on to gluing the bags. Next we need some eyelets, just like the ones I used to decorate Lyra's bags. And we perforate the front of the baggies with one to resemble a button or a clip. Belt is done! Now it's time to work on the quiver. I use his back to check the size and draw a rectangle on some magic foam. Then I cut it. This will be the quiver's back. I made another rectangle, but I doubled the width. This will be glued to the sides. So we help change the shape by warming it a little with the flame's heat. Now we glue it with some super glue. The bottom is drawn, cut, and glued too. And the final stripe is glued at the top. Next, the quiver needs to be set on a shoulder piece, so we have to make that now. I cut a smaller rectangle and some stripes from the magic foam, making sure they are the right size and length to go around his back. All the ends of the stripes are super glued except for one. I will add a clip to that corner so the back piece is detachable. Now I can take it off whenever I want. The arrows are next. I have some leftover wooden sticks which will work perfect for them. I just need to measure one for the right length and then cut the rest the same way. They just need some black paint now. Which is kind of exciting because I got my hands on some new great tools and materials just for this custom. First is my new set of acrylic paints from Arteza. Have you ever seen so many colors before? Long are the days of me mixing primary colors to achieve the right shade. Every color comes in a different range. I'm a very happy camper. But before I try out these new paints, I need to give a little extra detailing to the accessories. And for that, I'm gonna be using another product I got from Arteza. This big collection of 3D fabric paint. They come with these stamps, which I'm guessing are used to put on the clothes so you can draw the right shape inside, or something like that. I don't have much experience in this area, but I do know I love all the shades, and this will come very handy in future projects. I grab a random color, in this case white, and start drawing some lines and details on the belt and on the shoulder piece and let it dry for a few hours. While we wait, I decided the quiver was missing something, so I glued a string of leather around it, and using an X-Acto knife, I gave it some battle damage. Just be very careful when using sharp objects, okay? With the leftover leather string, I grab another baggie and glue the string to it. This bag will be the one he uses on his right leg. I'm guessing a bullet bag maybe? And I can't believe I almost forgot it, but he needs a bracer. An oval-shaped piece and some stripes of magic foam glued together should do the trick. Now that we finally have all the pieces made, it is time to paint them. First the boots. I'm gonna paint the base on black to begin. And when it's dry, I'm dry brushing with some dark gray. Can you see the difference? It is subtle, but powerful. The lighting is not of much help, but believe me, you can see it very nicely in person. Using the same gray, I'm finally gonna get some paint on those accessories. The belt, shoulder piece, and bags. Everything will be completely coated in gray. Am I the only one that loves getting their fingers all messy with paint? The arrows need their fletchings, which are the little thingies at the end that resemble feathers, kinda. So we measure a long black paper stripe and cut it. I drew the shapes of the fletchings and carefully cut them too. I don't mind if they're not exactly the same size as long as they're close enough. Now I bring out some of my quick drying glue, the same type I use to glue hair on my wigs. I put some of the glue on a plate and using a toothpick, I grab a fletching and carefully add the glue to the straight side and then press it against the arrow for a bit. Do this 3 times per arrow and it should look something like this in the end. You can also add more glue to the sides to reinforce them. It will dry clear, so it should not ruin the aesthetic. I remember he also wears his iconic purple sunglasses, so I grabbed the most regular looking pair I could find in my accessory box, and I just cut the tips at the end to make it look more like regular sunglasses. Then I just give it a few layers of purple paint until that green color is not visible anymore. When the paint is completely dry, I seal them with some direct clear varnish to protect the color. Plus it will give them a little needed shine. Now the most important part of all the accessories. What's an archer without a bow, right? I grabbed some metal wire, double check the size and shape beside our model, and then cut it with some wire cutters. Then we take out our epoxy sculpt and grab 2 equal parts from each container and mix them thoroughly. Then we cover our wire with the mixed epoxy and shape it as much as we can, adding the rest of the details once it dries with more epoxy sculpt. When it's finally dry, we can paint it in black. And once that dries, we grab some black elastic string and attach it to both sides. I use some glue to reinforce it and make sure the string doesn't untangle or something like that. Bow finished! I realize the top side is a little wider than the bottom, but it still looks good. And practice makes perfect, right? Also, I love it. Silly me thought I was basically done after this, but nope. Clint is missing one very important accessory. His hearing aids. Did you know Clint Barton is canonically deaf? Something they completely eliminated in the movies. He lost 80% of his hearing while in battle once. Then he recovered, only to lose it almost completely again in another battle. Now he uses his tactical hearing aids while in battle and comfier ones at home, made by none other than Tony Stark himself. I'm gonna make his hearing aids using some light air-dry clay. I'm using reference from the comics to shape it as close as possible to the original with the help of a needle. And I'll do a small dot that will go inside the other ear as a reference to the tactical ones he uses in battle. When they are dry, I paint them in his favorite color, purple. Because Clint doesn't give a dang about people knowing he's deaf, and that's his way of showing it. Look, here's my bright purple hearing aids. You like them? I do. The final part of this custom is finally here, the face-up. Clint, I need your face as a model for a second if you don't mind. Clint. Okay, keep sleeping you bum. There's not gonna be any pizza for you later. His hair stays up like I expected. It just needs some cut and styling. But I do need to cover it for now to protect it from the sealant. Love the new hat, dude. Where you bought it? We give him 3 layers of Mr. Super Clear before we finally start with the face-up. I'm gonna start with pastels first to add some shade and definition. And on the next layer, I start with the watercolor pencils, which I also got for this custom from Arteza. I've got 72 brand new colors in here. So many shades. I can't believe I won't need to go to the craft store to get replacements for a long time. Let's try them on Clint now. I'm drawing his eyes with some light brown first. Using white and blue too, only to define the initial sketch on the face. After I do that, I bring out my brand new brushes from Arteza. Yes, I got so many goodies for this custom. Clint is a spoiled brat. And then I bring out my new paints to start giving those eyes the pop of color they need. While we work on the face, I'm gonna ramble as I usually do in this segment. This time I shall ramble over our subject here. It does sadden me so much every time, when talking about Marvel or the Avengers, people ask me, and which one is your favorite? And when I say, Hawkeye, they all go like, what, really? Or they even go, and who is that? Or why? And I'm gonna tell you why right now. Because he is absolutely amazing. Have you stopped to consider that, besides Natasha, He is the only non-powered hero in the team. And that's in the movies, because Nat has the super serum injected in her blood in the comics. And Tony does not count either, what with the otherworldly level of genius and powered suit of armor he wears for battle. I guess I can count Sam Wilson too, although he does have those awesome wings, so... Clint is out there, keeping up and doing an excellent job of working side by side with literal superpowered gods and heroes. A regular dude with only a bow and arrows, for God's sake. Child, what are you doing out there? You're gonna get hurt. But nope, he is a regular human being, in top shape, endurance, and condition. The highest rank in S.H.I.E.L.D. as a field spy and agent. A master archer, a master martial artist, a weapons master, expert tactician, expert acrobat, peak human sight, no powers, and a tendency to trip over his own feet while on his way to the coffee machine. And on top of all, with almost 100% deafness on both ears. Tell me how, oh how in the world, is he not the most absolutely incredible member of the team? And that's just talking about the visible stuff, you know, the things everyone will notice by just putting a little attention, or the things that are on paperwork, you know. Clint is also known for being one of the most kind-hearted members of the team. He's got what they call extreme empathy. He goes all sweet and gooey when he sees any dog and cannot help but go over it and pet it. He's also a total goof. He's got a tendency to find himself in trouble even when he's just being a couch potato. Also, trouble seems to find him a lot when he's naked. Too many times to count. He survives on pizza and coffee. He's fluent in 3 languages, English, Italian, and ASL. And he also lip reads very well. Oh, and if that's not enough to impress you, during the Civil War aftermath in the comics, with Steve Rogers aka Captain America's death, the world needed a replacement to be the face of Captain America. But not a single person could handle throwing the shield like Cap did. There were some beheadings. Tony's words, not mine. And then came Clint. He was the only one that managed to throw the shield perfectly, and was offered the job, which he refused because he felt he was not worth wearing the mask of Captain America. So in short, I love, absolutely love every single Avenger. They all rock, and they hold a special place in my fangirl heart. Clint Barton though, best Avenger. But that's only on my humble opinion. And I'm just happy I'm able to share with you guys a little bit of my knowledge about him and the reasons behind why I'm such a fangirl of his. I wonder, which one is your favorite Avenger and why? Oh, and also, I really don't know who started this trend, but have you guys heard of the Hawkeye initiative? I'm sure some of you have, but for those of you who don't, let me quickly explain. Have you noticed how in the comics they always draw the girls in ridiculous poses wearing barely anything sometimes? I mean, they're superheroes. They need to protect their bodies, just like the guys. So, to teach the world how ridiculous this is, someone decided Hawkeye would have none of this, and Clint became the spokesperson and representative of this initiative. And all of this entitled showing him copying all the poses they put the girls in, and sometimes wear as little clothing as they do. And the turnout was hilarious. Some of my favorites? Here you go! Okay, enough of this. I could go on for hours and there's enough material to keep up for days, so you're welcome to go check it out by yourselves. Let's get back to the costume, shall we? With the face up all done, now we move to the hair. We just need to cut it to the right length and then style it. Go slowly because this hair cannot grow if we mess up. There. Now I need to style it, but first I wanna dress him up and finally close that back opening on his shirt. Because the shirt is so tight on his body, putting clips would not work. And I've run out of Velcro, so I think I'll just sew it closed. He is not meant to take it off anyway, so I'm gonna be using the ladder stitch to hold the sides together. There we go, all closed and fitting well. But you know what, guys? I'm not convinced. He just doesn't look like Clint to me. Looks too sweet. And the hair reminds me more of Cap. I guess you will have to get a new makeover. Which I completely forgot to record. Please don't kill me. Okay, we're almost done here. Just need to paint his fingerless gloves, glue the quiver to the shoulder piece, and last but not least, set his hearing aids. Oh, and why not? Add some bandages for realism. He does get hurt more often than not, silly boy. With that last detail, we have officially finished our Marvel custom. There we go. Our Clint Barton custom has been brought to life. As my favorite character, I was very invested in the making of this video. Even though this design is not difficult or complex really, but knowing it was him I was working on got me really involved and I loved every second of it. Oh, look who finally woke up. Wanna join the photo shoot? Okay, now you guys are just messing around. How about a friendly shooting competition? Ready? Let them fly! Of course, 2 perfect bullseye. Expect nothing less from Hawkeye. My work was one of many others that collaborated to bring you an amazing set of videos, all featuring some of the most unforgettable characters in the Marvel Universe. I will leave a link to all my fellow customizers' channels so you can come check them out next. Their work is mind-blowing. I want to thank all my wonderful patrons for making it possible for me to continue bringing you guys videos like this one. Your support is forever treasured, guys. Thank you so much. And if you wish to join our Patreon family, you can check the link in the description below. With these words, I bid you adieu, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, adios, and remember, Clint represents the human side of the Avengers. The heart. He is proof we all have what it takes to be a hero. Where did the other Barton go, by the way? He disappeared. Probably fell into a dumpster again. I'll go fetch him later. Now to chill, eat some pizza and watch some Duck Cups, Clint's favorite TV show. It doesn't exist in real life, so don't search for it. Hope you have a great day, guys. Don't forget to go watch the new Avengers Endgame movie so we can geek out about it later. Tschüss!